Thank you all for tuning in. How are you doing, the beautiful JoJo knows?
I am well. How are you, Constance B? I'm so excited about
everything.
Tonight. Grand appearance.
Yes.
We're back.
Yes, we are back, and I'm doing and feeling so wonderful. I hope you all are feeling and doing wonderful and getting ready to have some family quality time over Thanksgiving.
It is that time of the year.
Oh my gosh, are you ready? Have you been like starving yourself until Thursday?
Absolutely not.
Oh dang! Because I kind of like been eating like little like cheese and pepperoni.
Well,
like,
that's why you're a size 2. You know what I'm saying? You know, thick girls over here. I love my. You know,
you're gonna eat Monday all the way until Thursday.
Right.
Well,
from dawn to dusk.
Well, I'm excited though. So, are you traveling? Are you cooking this year?
Not cooking. Last year was enough where I think my back still hurts from last year. So I told my mom, no, absolutely not cooking.
I can't believe
you
you said
cooking?
no. Because
you barely eat. So are you cooking?
No, listen. You did a feast last year. So for you to just do cutoff, like.
Taking a break.
Well, I'm not cooking. I'm going to eat.
I'm going to eat too.
And I'm not eating all Wednesday. No,
and I'm actually a pescatarian. I didn't tell you this. So I don't even eat meat now. So I've been telling everyone whose house I'm going to for a plate that it has to include seafood. So I'm changing everyone's menu or I'm not coming.
Oh, my gosh. So you're not eating ham with the Louisiana hot sauce?
No.
Oh, my gosh.
I want a crab boil. So all you pescatarians out there, make sure you have some really great seafood dishes for us, people like me, to, enjoy.
Well, guess
what?
And
if I come over there, please tell your mama or your aunties that I need some fish.
Oh my
shrimp,
goodness,
some
not
clams.
Fish on Thanksgiving. Well, I guess because I don't eat seafood, so like it's really not my thing. But I mean, I can't give up like that turkey, the ham, that meat that's in the collard greens. Any collard green lovers out there besides myself?
Well, that's my favorite food.
But you don't want the meat in it though, or you'll move.
Well, I'm
gonna
pick around the meat. I'm gonna still eat collard greens.
See, you're not a real pescatarian, however you say it, because you don't want nothing that touches your food.
No, I'm not gonna let the turkey neck go down the drain, but the seasoning can marinate. Okay, this flesh. That's how I got this way, and things aren't gonna change.
Well, okay. Well, I'm actually gonna be visiting family. Unfortunately, I have to work. I work until, about 2, and then I'm going to head over to family and friends. But
real hustler.
Yeah, you still got to make your coin.
Amen.
Yeah, so are you excited about our topic for today?
I am super excited. So relevant. It's so for the we're going into 2018
already.
So reinventing yourself, which is the topic that I just bust out with, is absolutely just necessary to talk about right now.
It is, and like you said, it's getting close to the end of the year. And it's, it's a point in time, especially, and I know it's for everyone. I say women, I'm a fighter for our women.
Women power.
Yeah, but it's really reinventing yourself. That's for anybody, whatever male or female, whatever race, whatever religion, that's really good. So I'm happy that that's our topic, and I hope you all are out there that's listening. I hope that this is something that hits home, and that this is something that you can use, to go further. So we're going to get into our discussion, our topic, which is redefining yourself.
And reinvention.
So, yes.
I also want to add, it's, at the end of the year, we get close to that time where you do your New Year's resolution. Mm-hmm. So allow this to be a kickstart for when you sit down with your girls and you all pull out all the magazines and you put,
vision boards, get your vision boards ready.
So you have to figure out how you're going to reinvent yourself, because that is what the New Year's resolution is truly about.
Right,
So
right. And you can reinvent. We're gonna get into that. So let me not
when
go too deep because I'll go all the way in.
so let me ask the first question then.
Great.
When is it okay to self-evaluate?
Okay. Well, for me, and this is just my own personal opinion, and this is just how I feel and the way that I did it. And I felt that it was good for me to start reevaluating, redefining, reinventing myself when I started to see my bills going to the left. I wasn't managing my money properly. Being a single mother of three, the kids
Ooh.
need. That doesn't stop, So I had to like sit
So
down.
can you say that again? Single mother of 3, because I only
Yes.
have one.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only imagine having 3 kids running around, getting ready for school,
And
paying,
and you're all over the place
and they're all
mentally.
girls.
Right.
So
So
hairdos.
yes. So within me redefining myself, it was mainly for my kids. I needed to mentally get myself right,
Okay.
so that way I can be able to be the best mother that they need me to be. So, I think I think it's best to start that process of redefining, reinventing yourself when you start to notice that you're not being responsible on whatever level it is. Like I said, if it's with your bills or if it's in your personal relationship, you have a partner, whatever that area is where there's a huge lack areas, because it can be multiple. It's time to just sit down and do some reevaluating. So that way you can collect yourself, and I think it's good too that if you have someone that you can talk to, a friend, a family member, a counselor, pastor, whatever your preference is, and the person's going to give you the raw
So
deal.
what about when you don't have anyone to talk to, or the people that you talk to, the people in your circle, are just as crazy or loose cannons as you are?
I am such a believer in finding help. Like there's no way that you can say that I don't know what to do. I don't have anybody to talk to, because this thing called the cell phone that's in the palm of our hands 90% of the day, you just go to Google, and whatever problem that you're having, I need a counselor for this. I need help with financing. I think, it's always available. So that I think for someone to just say I can't find any help, that's just because you don't want it bad enough. You want it, you're gonna find it.
Well, for me,
And what about you? So what point was it for you when you were like, it's time to like get me together, redefine, re-event?
self-evaluate. I think it's a continuous process. So self-evaluation happens on the regular basis. I can remember the first time self-evaluation entered into my life. It's like I was not interested. And so you almost get like a kick, and you have the good angel on one shoulder, and then you have what they call the devil on this side, and the angel's calling self-evaluation time, and you're like, no, I'm living good, I'm feeling this life, and you can leave me alone, I don't want to be bothered, go about your business. And then you keep on getting poked to say, hey, there's something different, there's something else that you're supposed to be doing. I want more of you. You should be in a better place. You can have greater. You can be greater. This is not what I have for you.
Right.
And so at that point, you have to really look deep inside and say, okay, am I happy with who I am? And if not, that's when self-evaluation happens. In my situation, I didn't have the phone. Or I guess I had the phone because we all have phones. But I didn't think, oh, I'm going to Google a counselor.
And a lot of people
or I'm going to Google a pastor. I didn't even like pastors. So, because my daddy was one, which is a whole nother topic.
Which is also in your book,
Absolutely. So it's like, I'm not seeing no pastor. I don't want to hear what any pastor has to say. A counselor, listen, I went to counseling when I was a kid. I probably saw 5 or 6 of them. And I sit on their couch and play tricks with their mind while they were sitting up trying to figure me out. So it's like, sometimes you don't have anybody, or the people in your circle are just as lost as you are. And so it really is a matter of, okay, am I happy? If I'm not, then what am I going to do about it? And that's where the self-evaluation part takes place.
And that's like for me, that sounds like you get desperate for it. Like a lot of the times, like you just have gotten desperate for whatever that need is, and you don't have any like I'm not doing this anymore. Like I have to fix this.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Because when it's absolutely necessary for you to self evaluate, it's almost like when you're hungry. You know, you could be you. It's a difference between wanting something to eat and being hungry. When you are
Starving.
hungry, you're gonna go get you some food. You know,
Near,
when you
far.
are thirsty, whether it's water, whether it's soda, or whether it's orange. I hate orange soda, but best believe if I'm thirsty and that's the only thing in the room, I'm going down the whole bottle. So when it comes to self-evaluation, you really have to say, hey, okay, I'm not loving who I am. You
I'm
know,
not
I
loving the
really don't like
environment.
what I'm doing, and it's time for change. And in order for change, that's the beginning of the process saying, okay, step one, self-evaluation time. I tell girls all the time, hey, you can be promiscuous. If you like dating and sleeping with 50 men, okay. But if you go home at night and now you're crying after you done gave up all the goods, then it's self-evaluation time.
Exactly.
Maybe you need to be a nun.
Or just, celibate. You just
Take a break. You got
Take a
some
break.
miles, girl.
Yeah.
Self-evaluation time. But there are women out there who don't, like, it doesn't matter. They're happy with being promiscuous, or they're happy with being the sideline, or they're happy with being the mistress. But if you're not happy, which on social media you get a false representation of being the sideline or the side chick or the busted baby or whatever they call it. Now I'm getting a little old. But they make it like it's really fun and stuff like that. But when you get home behind the closed doors, when you're not on social media posting like you're living it lavish,
Right.
then hey,
You're beating yourself up and hating yourself and
that's
everything.
when you know. So what do you? What's the question I wanted to ask you?
How do you start to reevaluate yourself? Like what's the starting? Which we know to be, you get to that desperate place where whatever your it is that you're, desperate to get past that point, that's the start. Like you are actually at that point. So the
What do you do
process,
next?
the next process, which is, the reaching out. But I think too, it goes with making a list. That's very simple.
So you made a list when you wanted to self-evaluate. I don't believe you.
Yeah, I did.
You made a list.
I really did. I made a list.
You said I'm broke, so I'm gonna get money by
and
what?
because you have to face it. You have to face it. So to write, I'm broke. Who really wants to look at that and know that that's the truth? A lot of times we run away from our truth.
So you wrote I'm broke on the list.
I wrote that I didn't put it in that, I didn't word it that way, but I was having financial problems. But because I'm spending all this money in areas where I should have been saving.
So tell them, what did you put on the list? They need to know.
I put on the
I
list
want to know
that I was financially struggling. And also I wanted to be a better mother.
Okay.
And I needed to balance my life. And that was a huge thing for me. I got tired of just everything being so overwhelming and seeing people who had just as much as I had going on, and they were just able to handle it. And so I actually reached out to people that I admired and the way that they were handling certain things. And then they gave me advice. And, I'm not going to say I took the advice to the T, but I used it as a reference, and just went back and I did things my own way. But I definitely made a list. I wanted to be a better mother. I wanted to have my finances. I wanted to be better in that. My credit. I wanted to become better at fixing my credit or working on my credit. And, so that was how my startup was for it. And how about you? How was your startup?
I could take it back to now because, like I said, for me, I think self-evaluation is constant because, you get to a certain point and then you self-evaluate and, okay, I'm ready for the next task or the next goal or the next achievement. And so if I go back, a couple months, I can agree with you. What I do now is I put stickies on my mirror in my bathroom. That's my list, or you say goals, so that when I accomplish them, I pull them down. If I take it back to years ago, when I was getting it in, I would say what I did was, one, I had to cut off my friends. there were people in my circle who were hindering my growth, who were feeding the monster, feeding the beast. And I didn't want that beast to live anymore. So I had to kill it. And in order to kill it, I had to stop feeding it. And I had certain people in my circle who I had to eliminate. Another one I would say is I had to stop doing certain things. It came to a point, a certain self-evaluation where I was living a certain lifestyle and I loved the benefits of it, but I didn't want the same lifestyle. So I had to sacrifice. I had to go from shopping every day and, driving the finer cars to, losing a house that I worked so hard for, because this other lifestyle was going to require me to take a cut in pay temporarily because I like money, but I understood the process. So I think sacrificing, truly, eliminating the friends or the people who are not going to be beneficial in where you're trying to grow. And I'm not saying like you cut your friends off and you hate them and you never see them again.
Right.
It's kind of one of those things where right now
you just have to distance.
Right, there's certain people on the ladder. Right. And so if they're not climbing up the ladder with you, either they need to be up there where they're pulling you up, or the ones that's straggling down at the bottom who are going to pull you down, you got to kind of, put a little fence there for the time being.
You can love them from afar. That's how my mom always said. Love them from afar. You don't have to have them in your space.
Exactly. And then just really, truly do it. Like, if you say you're going to do something, you stick to it. If you make a mistake tomorrow and you take a couple steps back, then don't beat yourself up. You made a mistake, you failed, put a little Band-Aid on your boo-boo and you go at it again. Get your peroxide and you keep it moving.
Right.
So,
well, those are wonderful tips. And I mean, I just learned some things, just sitting here talking to you. So hopefully our viewers, our listeners are also able, with us talking to jot some notes down. And, if this conversation is hitting you in a certain place at this current time, definitely jot some things down, because that's the point of us having these conversations. We want to help each other out. So
truly. And remember, you're not perfect. You're going to self-evaluate. You're going to know what you want. You're going to be going after it. It's going to be looking good. And then you're going to get hit with the curveball so hard, it's going to knock you off your feet. You get back up and you keep pushing, because you know the invention that you're headed to. You know what you desire. You know what the goal is. And don't let any of these people fool you. The struggle is real, and you're going to have temptations. You're going to have trials and tribulations. But if it's something that you want, you go after it. If you're thirsty, you quench your thirst.
That's exact. and another thing too, like, you seriously have to be comfortable with change. Like every year, that at a different age, that it was something new. Like I just had a birthday, a few days ago, and turning 30 really opened my eyes to. I mean, I've been an adult because I've had my girls, when I was young.
Right.
So I've always
I can relate to that.
Felt like an adult from young, but when I turned, something about turning 30, it just like it's like I'm in a different world. And so mentally, I wanted to level up. I wanted to.
I like that.
I wanted to make sure
girl.
that I wanted to make sure that
Yes.
I'm on point with things that are going to be coming at me. So never be afraid to. My thing basically of saying that is just never be afraid or feel like, darn, I just started changing some things, because every new level, every new job, every new relationship, every new partnership, it just requires another version of yourself, and you just got to be ready for it. Unless you're going to be back sitting there looking like 1902.
Say it. Preach it, girl.
While you have everybody else flying past you like Hussein Bolt. So I think I said his name right. Bolt Hussein.
Listen, don't ask me about no names now. See, that's where you going wrong.
The viewers that's listening, you know who I'm talking about.
We know who you're talking about. But I love what you just said before we go into a break.
Okay.
And it's regardless if you're 40, if you're 50, if you've done nothing with your life and something's just been poking you to self-evaluate and reinvent yourself, it is not too late. Never too late. So start today.
All right. Well, we're going to go into a quick break. And you guys make sure that you stay tuned to the
JoJo knows.
And Constance B Show. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be right back.
And write that list.
Write the list
while we're on break. At least 2 things. That's your goal right now. 2 things. Reinvent yourself. Self-evaluation time. We'll be right back.
All right. You are back to the show of
JoJo Knows
and Constance B. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to our show here.
WPSN.
See,
listen. This our new home, but I need you to remember our show. WPSN 99.
Get me right, sister. Get me right.
The problem solving network, baby.
Get me right. That's why we have each other. We straighten each other up.
That's right.
Yes,
you know
ma'am.
I got your back and your front.
That's right, and I got yours too.
No, I need you to have the left and the right. If I have the front and the back, you gotta have the left and the right.
We got it.
Okay.
You stick and move, and I'll jab. So
all right.
So we are back, and we're so excited. And we are going to go right into our CB inspiration, which is something that it's a little emotional a bit, I guess I can put it, because I actually put emotion and thought into the question or into the quote that we'll do for our segment of the CB inspiration. And this one that I prepared for us today is for our ladies. And it's ladies, invest in yourself.
Yes.
And stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Yes.
That's something that I actually wrote for myself. I do what we spoke about earlier with the stickies on the mirror window in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And that's what I have on my mirror. And I read it in the morning, is investing in yourself, Constance, and don't feel sorry for yourself. Because a lot of times us as women, I've noticed that we get real, some of us get real in a rut. We get a little whiny because this person isn't helping us out and this person isn't doing this for us. Or if we have children and we're not with their fathers, it's his fault because now we got to put more money into our kids and no money into our dream, our business, which none of that matters. I feel that what matters is what you can do for yourself. And it's all about balance. And that's something that I asked for from the universe, my higher source, is for wisdom or knowledge on balance. And if you get paid a certain amount a week, you put a certain amount aside for savings. You do what you have to do for the kids. You put some up for the bills. But take 20 out. Put 20 aside for, if you're writing a book and you have to pay for your copyright, put money aside. If you're trying to open a hair salon, put money aside.
Always pay yourself.
Always pay yourself. Invest in yourself. If you're going to school, you need, so whatever it is, my inspiration for the ladies, and anybody can take this. It's just what I said for the ladies. Is just invest in yourself. Take the time out. And even if you're a man and you want to start that trucking company, invest in yourself. If you want to start that business in restaurant, invest in yourself, because nobody else is until they start seeing you're taking it serious. And then all of a sudden you'll just have different people there waiting to help you. So that is my inspiration for.
And even if they don't want to help you, you keep on chucking.
Yeah.
Because it's a lonely road out when you step out on faith. And
as an entrepreneur,
absolutely.
It is.
Or going back to school, the whole nine. Just truly, like you said, invest in yourself. Don't look back. You can do this.
Yeah, and put you a sticky up like JoJo suggested earlier. Put a sticky. You have to brush your teeth in the morning. We definitely have to fix our hair. We definitely have to fix our makeup. Yes, sister. So while you're in the mirror, just go ahead, look at that sticky and just continue to remind yourself, and it's going to be times where you feel like, well, I didn't have enough money. I can tell you this before we move forward. I am such a person. I like to treat myself, different things, a massage, a facial, my nails, my toes, just like any other queen diva. And at this point, I was just finishing my book,
Mhm.
and I needed the extra money to pay for my copyright. And so I had to go without treating myself to invest in myself. And I think
Say
that's
that
something,
again. I love it.
how they do at the Poet Lounge, reverse.
Snap fingers. Okay, I got you.
And you have to, and sometimes you're not going to be able to treat yourself because you're going to have to invest in yourself. And that is okay, because guess what? When you invest in yourself and you start getting those returns,
Mhm.
you're going to always be able to treat yourself. So this one or two times going without fixing your hair, paying the hairdresser, learn how to do it yourself.
Oh, I did
Paint your
that.
own nails.
I
Don't
did
worry about
that.
getting the lashes done. Put your own individuals on
I
on
did
there.
that too.
You have to, and then
Yes.
you save that money, and now you can do something else with that money. So that's my CB inspiration is women. Invest in yourself and stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Love it.
Yes, yes, yes.
So going from that, I think it's a perfect time to go into the Wonder Woman of the Week. And so, just for everyone to know, since this is our first time back on the air, the
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman of the Week is someone that we want to highlight and just shout out who's doing wonderful things in the community, in their area, or just in their personal lives, things that they've overcome, achieved, or whatnot. And so, I think
Yes.
you have the Wonder Woman of this week.
That's right. And a way for people, our viewers, our listeners, our followers, if you would like to select someone, and we'll give out information, our emails, and our social media sites where you can message us personally if you know a Wonder Woman and you would like to possibly have her recognized. Please, we're going to give out that information as well, so that way you'll be able to do so.
And if you feel like you're the Wonder Woman of the Week, let us know what are you
Select
doing
yourself.
wonderful in this community, in this world, in your life today.
Pat yourself on the back.
Absolutely, no pat like your own pat.
That's right. So the Wonder Woman of our for today is Maureen Lorenzo, and she is out of Brevard County. And we chose her because she's doing something wonderful for Thanksgiving. And she's a single mother who understands that sometimes we just all need some extra help. So she actually went out of her way, and this is what she posts on Facebook, and this is information. And it says it's a blessing to be a blessing. If you know, or if you know of anyone in need, I would love to be of some help to your family this Thanksgiving. She's giving away a bag of one turkey and full of sides to prepare. And inside the bag, I see some marshmallows. I see some different buns, and she obviously has the turkey inside of there, possibly some different canned goods, and it's wrapped up in a nice little Publix tote bag. So we decided to
Shout out
shine the light,
Maureen.
right? Shout her out and shine the light, because that's something that I am very into. I love helping people out. And myself, I and a few others, we did a turkey drive last year on my birthday, and that was so awesome, because you just never know. Just because a person drives a certain kind of car, just because they live in a certain kind of house, you just don't know what they're going through in that season and that moment of their lives. And so, just a quick story, a testimony. We did the last year that we did the turkey giveaway. We did it in baskets, and
Mhm.
we just select different neighborhoods. And you didn't have to send in anything. We literally showed up with a basket, and we just a happy Thanksgiving. And this particular time, we seriously went into a really nice neighborhood. I mean, two-story homes and all. And a partner of mine said, "Why are we coming into this neighborhood?" And I said, "Well, why not?
Right.
Why not?" And so we knocked on the door. It was a mother answered, and we just had, happy Thanksgiving. And she was in tears and shared their story that the husband had lost the job. She wasn't working because she had some different issues, and they were actually just wondering how they were going to get Thanksgiving prepared for their family
Wow.
with their children.
Amazing.
So I always like to say, just you never judge because you don't know what a
Absolutely.
person's going through just because they're driving and living a certain way. Their house is a certain way. You don't know what they're financially going through. So always be comfortable with being a blessing. So
Absolutely.
big ups to Maureen,
Yes, and everyone
Lorenzo.
else who's out there making sure that everyone is enjoying Thanksgiving
Hmm.
by just being a blessing to everyone around. So shout out to all of you all.
Yes, the different organizations that do this every year, and they don't get paid. They just bring in the resources, and that way everyone can be fed. So
Yes.
kudos to those people. Yes, ma'am. So we are moving on to our next subject, which I'm so excited, and I hope that you all are
Every
enjoying our
woman can
show.
relate to this.
Yes. I'm going to let you go ahead and bring that in.
Love and happiness.
I
I thought you were gonna have my
No,
back.
I wanted to hear you say it. I love it because you're saying love and happiness. You're just ready.
Yeah, you a little flat, so yeah, let me break it down. Love and happiness. Boom.
I'll do the sound effect.
Okay. So I think every woman can relate to this, whether you have a husband, whether you're dating, whether you're, whatever, whoever you're dating,
Mm-hmm.
whether you date women, whether you date men, whether you're single, like everyone can relate to love and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And so since it is the holidays of Thanksgiving, I think the topic should really be focused on if you are not invited to Thanksgiving dinner, you are not the one.
Man.
You are not the one. It's a problem. You got quiet. Were you not invited to Thanksgiving dinner? I just need to know. Because you look a little salty over there.
Listen, I was definitely invited. However, I was waiting because I'm like,
oh, it took a little minute.
I had to look at the clock. I'm like, okay, because today is
Tuesday. Right.
And I didn't get asked yet. So I was just kind of feeling around the house and straightening things up. So what are y'all doing? So who's cooking what for things? Because, sometimes men, sometimes you need a little push. They just need a little push sometimes. No, I believe that.
I don't.
If you're dating, in a relationship, you're married, that's something different. But if
I'm
you
not
guys
pushing
are,
no man.
if you guys, if you guys are just seeing each other, but you're close, you wanna find out, and sometimes they may ask the day of and say, hey, why aren't you dressed? And you're like, well, you for what? So anyhow, I did the little poking around. And it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, so are you going to go to your people's or are you going to come with me? So, I kind of felt a little offended at first. So I'm like, but then, we're not in an actual relationship. We are just very close friends.
Okay.
So
that's different.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so it was kind of, but I wanted, even though I'm going to my parents, I still want you to ask me.
But I mean,
I need you. I want to say no.
I agree.
Don't make the decision for me.
I agree. You know why? Because it says, you say you're dating, but it shows where he's at. Like, are you in this zone where, casual dating, just having fun? Or are you the type of woman that he wants to take home to mama?
Exactly.
To me. So the fact that he said, hey, what are we doing? That's a good sign.
It is a good sign, but it's not a good sign if he has not said anything to you. And you made all these hints. Well, I don't like the way my grandmother cooks. What are y'all doing? If you got to keep doing this and scratching your throat and he still haven't said anything, and he hasn't said anything by Wednesday, I mean.
And if you don't, hear from him on Thanksgiving, that's even worse. That means he took somebody else. Like, let's just be real. He's breaking down the turkey and feeding somebody else the dressing, and you aren't her. So
I guess the question is, how do you feel about that, not being asked to go to a family function?
I think it depends on, like we were talking about before, where like where are you in your life? Like, are you at a place where you're just having fun and you're casual dating? Because if that's the case, then
You shouldn't
really
expect
right,
to
no
be asked
expectations.
anything.
Like, if you have expectations,
Right.
you're really tripping. I need you to look at the woman in the mirror and be real with yourself, because I
Right.
don't believe you, and you shouldn't believe yourself at this point if
Right.
you're salty about him not inviting you.
Yeah.
So, and I just lost my train of thought.
Well, I'll pick it up, sister, because I know, being that I'm single and everything, and I know that if I wasn't invited, I would there, even though we're good and close, but I would feel some type of way that he didn't ask me. I really would, because we're very close. We're very close. We just haven't placed anything on it, which is fine, but I still need you to ask.
So y'all,
let's not go there. This is not.
Don't listen to Constance B right now, okay? So she took a gamble, and she played Russian roulette, and she won in this situation. But ladies, if you
it
are
don't always
casual,
work that way.
Right, thank you. Tell them the truth.
It doesn't always work that way,
Yes.
and then sometimes too. But if you're in a relationship with somebody, it's really what we're shooting at. And if you're really serious with this person and they haven't asked you, but it would be more signs than just them not asking you about coming to dinner. I mean, you have to know that it's a long list of things that he's been doing that's showing you inconsistency, and you're just like at nighttime.
And I teased you before about, I'm not pushing a man, but at the same token, I do want to say there's nothing wrong with asking. I'm very upfront, and I'm going to ask you what I want.
You need to know.
Yes, and so we need to be able to have that conversation. So if he hasn't asked you, which some men are shy or whatever, then there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, am I spending Thanksgiving with you? Are you spending Thanksgiving with me?
Exactly.
And just asking for that true answer to know really where you all stand. And if you already giving up the goods and you're not going to Thanksgiving dinner, I think you should block him if you don't get to go and eat his mama's turkey. I'm just saying.
I agree to a certain level, because I feel like, and to women, I don't think that is anything wrong with questioning a man. A lot of men, for some reason, have this vibe that they give off, that they don't want you to ask him, because sometimes we can be a bit passive or a little relaxed. We don't really want to ask because we don't want to upset him, or we don't want to like shake the situation up. But truth be told, you're valuable. You need to know. So don't be afraid to open your mouth and ask, hey, what, you haven't said anything yet, and I've been looking at my clock, and I've been looking at the calendar, and it's like a day or so away from Thanksgiving. I need to know, were you planning on asking me to go with you, or you weren't planning on asking me? And if he takes too long to answer, if he's not a joker, because some people, you got some men like to joke, like, no, babe, that sit there and joke with you. But if he's not a person that jokes and he just stares at you with a blank stare, like seriously looking at you, just tell him, don't even answer it. Guard your heart with that person. Go to your family, your friends, people who want you around, who enjoy you, who love you, who encourage you. Go around those people and enjoy them. Because you don't want to even go over there and eat anyway.
No, and a to-go plate is not okay.
No, I don't even want your mama's cooking. I don't even like
I ain't like your mama anyway.
I don't even want her food, Just don't even worry about it. That's my advice. If he hasn't asked you, or if you ask him and he's looking at you too long, or he says, no, guard your heart with that person and just go and enjoy where you're being, celebrated, and you can celebrate other people, and you're being loved and you can love other people. That's how I feel.
I agree with you completely.
Yes.
So.
Yes, ma'am. So it looks like that we are trickling down here to the end of our show.
Negative.
No. Definitely not.
We're about to have a break.
We are about to have a break. Yes, we are. And we are so happy that y'all
are tired of
us
yet, right? I know y'all are like, please give us more, give us more.
That's right.
Hey, just like hold on for 1 second. We need some water.
Yes.
We're going to take a bathroom break, and we'll be right back. like on break, we keep on talking. So in talking on the break, it was really brought up the reality, and I hope you all are listening because you might be going through this as well. I started thinking, Constance B started thinking, our producer started talking, and maybe Constant B is like the rebound. Did y'all think of that? Like, because she just got the call on Tuesday, and so now all of a sudden he's like, hey, what's up? So probably the first choice could have possibly been going out of town, which a lot of people do. So, hey, you said y'all are casual dating. So there's no real, commitment there. So are you all right with being the rebound?
No. Okay, so let me just go ahead and break this on down real quick. So that way any woman that's in my position, no, you're not the rebound.
Maybe.
Okay.
Let's be clear.
Listen. Just because you were asked, you think sooner doesn't mean. Maybe he asked the person like, a month in advance.
Last year?
A month in advance. I'm gonna knock
It's
her
okay
out.
because he asked you last year.
And guess what? Even if you are, listen. Even if to that person,
yes, let's hear
you
this.
are a rebound, but guess what? You are not a rebound. All right, it is somebody out there that is waiting for you, and he can't wait. He's gonna ask you like the year before about all the events in advance because he just wants to book your life up just that much. So if this person have not asked you yet, or if he's asked you yesterday, like me.
No, that was today. Today's Tuesday. Today.
No, we had this conversation yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm talking about it today.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
it's still bad. It's Monday. I'm in the camera. If you can see me, Monday, Thanksgiving's Thursday. So the turkey's already bought. It's already seasoned. Mama put the pie in the oven a couple days ago. Y'all know how it goes when you really cook.
Thawing it out.
And he just thought about it on Monday.
Which we all know how men can be sometimes. Some men, you got to give them a little push or shove. If you guys aren't in anything, committed. And in my case, we are working towards that. That's our goal. We're learning each other.
So it's okay to be the rebound when you're getting to know each other?
No, it's not okay to be the rebound.
Okay.
But it's something that we're working on. And sometimes you do have to, you got to nudge. And that's what I did. I felt like, but and what's so what's kind of funny about this is I wanted him to ask me because I just wanted to know that, he wanted me there. But, I got family in town. I got my sister coming in from school. And so I'm technically still not going. But, it doesn't matter if you're not going. The point of it is we want to be asked. We just want to be asked.
But I think that's so good that you said that because in the break, we just talked about some men are not going to ask, not because you're a rebound, because I'm giving her a hard time, and not because, they didn't think of you.
Messing with my
but,
life.
well, she still might be a rebound, but, she may not. So, for those of you all who just don't know, I don't want you to think that just because JoJo knows, JoJo doesn't know. I don't know your boo. And
right.
He might just be shy, or he might, that's just not his way or hasn't been his way. And so he's passive and he's not assertive or he's not aggressive in his approach. And so there is a difference, but let's also be real, ladies. We know the difference. So if your boo is shoo-shooing around, if he sees your worth.
Correct.
You can tell if he's trying to take you home to mama or he's trying to take you in your room tonight and bang you up and not call you tomorrow.
And
so there's a difference.
And as we said, like in the last part or our last segment when we were speaking, that, it is times where, why did I just lose my train of thought? Because I'm thinking so much about it.
She's thinking about that rebound.
This is
like for real.
This is so
Keep
juicy.
Keep it real, Constance B.
It's so.
I can hear your viewers now.
This is so real. You don't feel any type of way, especially if it's been signs, and it's inconsistency that goes along that's been before Thanksgiving.
Yes. So
you want to be able to watch those signs. And if he doesn't invite you to like half of anything, and if he only calls you at a certain time of the night, and if he only texts you, every blue moon, you just kind of got to know that this really isn't, we're just really not going to be together. And
or it's just not time.
Oh, it's maybe
it's
just
too
not
fresh.
time.
It's too new. And that, because we do that too. You know, we see the guy. I know I always had. Now I have a special someone in my life, but before that happened, I really didn't like men 98% of the time. And then the 2% that I did, like when I liked you, I was like head over heels, like baby, ooh, you are the one, you know. And so we move really fast. So that might be you too. You might have met a nice guy and things are going great. But, you know, take it slow. You're just getting to know each other. He's not ready to bring you home to mama yet, but doesn't mean you're not going next year.
Right.
Doesn't mean that it's headed in the, like, wrong direction.
And don't beat yourself up about it. Like, that's the one thing I'm learning. In a lot of places, you know, whether it's church, whether it's school, being around friends, you don't really hear about, you know, people telling you to guard your heart. You know, and that's something that I have just started really working on a lot, so that I don't take things so personal because this person didn't invite me, or this person didn't call, or this person didn't text. You know, you guard your heart and don't just be so free with it. And because people are human and they will trample on your heart without even giving it a second doubt.
That's true.
And maybe not even realizing that that's what they're doing, you know. So I think that guarding your heart and speaking up for yourself is very important. So if he hasn't asked you by now and you feel he's been consistent, things have been going good, and you feel like, okay, what's the problem? Why haven't you at least asked me?
Talk about it.
Talk about it. Bring it up. It's nothing wrong with being aggressive, because like you said, some men are passive. They, you know, you may have to stand up and say, hey, listen,
what's up?
Why haven't you asked me about Thanksgiving? And then give them a chance. Let them talk. Oh, baby, I'm so glad you brought it up. Or I've been thinking about this.
I already told my mama you was coming. You know, you might have that response.
So,
like you should have known you was coming. Who else I'm going with?
Exactly.
Or it might be like, yeah,
okay,
that right there.
You got to go.
But I like what you said. Hold on. I want to say this. There's a difference with guarding your heart and just, what's the word I want to use? There's a difference between guarding your heart and just not allowing yourself to get to know someone and them get to know you as well. So, ladies, when you say you're guarding your heart, it doesn't mean that you're going to give like 20% and 40% and 60% here as you're gradually getting to know this person. Guarding your heart is like, I'm losing my train of way of how I want to deliver it. But so guarding your heart is more so like, I'm not going to just open myself up to you sexually and, you know, emotionally too soon, but I am going to give 100% of this is who I am. There's a difference. You know, a lot of people say when they're guarding their heart, they get it confused that, okay, I'm not going to like let you know, all of me. I'm going to give you 80%. But if you give someone 80%, you best believe or best expect to receive 80%. So there's a difference. Guard your heart, but still give 100%. I would tell everyone, jump into the water, and if you drown, there's a life jacket. Now,
well, if you drown, you drown.
I mean, if you're drowning. Yeah, once you drown, you're gone. Yeah. Thank you. That's not what I meant. Right. Thank you, Constance B. That's why you got my back, girl. Yes. So I think remember that. Guard your heart, but still, give it all that you have. Like, be true to who you are. Let that person get to know you.
And like my way of guarding my heart, and I'm glad that you like broke it down, because everyone has maybe their own way of what their meaning of guarding their heart is. And for me, guarding my heart is emotionally not being cold to the person, because you're still being genuine, but you're not allowing them to control your emotions.
Absolutely.
And so you're guarding that part where you're still in control of the emotions, your own emotions. So if they say no, you're not ready to go jump off the nearest bridge, or you're not going to go and key his car or text him a million times, hate messages. Like, it's not, getting you to the point where you are losing it. Because when you're emotionally involved and your heart is there, like, boy, you just be freaking out. So now you riding past the job, you calling the boss.
Listen,
like, you doing
do
too
not
much.
Invite Constance B to Thanksgiving unless you ready for love, because she going to be at your back door with the kitchen knife.
I might not come with the kitchen knife, but I'm showing up at the job. The boss is gonna know me. They're like, there she go, bro. She outside. I mean, you gonna,
wow. Okay. Hey.
So for me, I have to guard my heart, guard my emotions, and that way I'm in control. So if you say, you know what, no, I wasn't gonna invite you because I'm just not ready. I'm not like thinking it's me and that I did something. No. That's just what you're not ready for, and I understand that. you know, and I'll deal with it the way I want to deal with it.
I love what you just said because it made me think about, if you are invited to Thanksgiving dinner, does not mean that you're getting married tomorrow. So remember that too, because you got invited to Thanksgiving. Don't be the dessert that night.
Because sometimes people take all their girlfriends, their new girlfriends.
You have some families that, what?
They know every time you pull up, they're like, there he goes with that new one.
Or he brings one new every year. Now? Right. And that's like the thing that everyone knows. All the cousins and the uncles is waiting for the sexy honey to walk in because cuz come through every year. And they're waiting to, score you.
Yeah.
Score your behind.
Yeah.
So just because you get invited to Thanksgiving dinner does not mean that,
you're going to be meeting at the altar next month.
Exactly. Yeah. So there are a lot of things for you to consider and think about.
And again, like I said, there's signs in the there's so many signs up until Thanksgiving, up until Christmas.
Yes.
Because we all want a good Christmas gift. So,
yes,
if the person is just showing all those inconsistencies and things, but if he's been, on the right track and he's, everything is good and he just so happened not to ask you about Thanksgiving, go ahead and call him up, send him a text.
Nothing wrong with it.
It's nothing wrong with it. Just find out what's going on, and that way you can move on from there. But whatever the outcome is, and if he's not inviting you or whatever, don't take it too deep. Go and like I said,
yes, you do. If y'all in a certain place, you take it deep. You cut that sucker off. If y'all was in
not that serious to cut a person off.
If that's supposed to be your boo and y'all on this level
in a relationship, yes,
and you're not going to Thanksgiving, yes, you cut him off. Now there's a difference between you're in your head, you process that you all are in a different place and you're not. That's a total different. That's a whole nother ball game. But if you are in a relationship, and you're not at Thanksgiving dinner, it's an issue unless they live in like Italy or something. Then, he still should be Skyping you and y'all should be working on tickets for next year.
Right. So. I believe that. I agree. I do. If you guys are in a certain place and you guys are in a relationship, I do believe that by now, it should have been an understanding like a long time ago. Like, this is what we're going to do. It's a plan. And if you guys have, two different separate, families in the same city, okay, we're going to go to this one. Mm-hmm. And then we'll even go to that one. If you guys are in two different cities, you just got to figure it out, because some people family lives away and then your family is there. So you got to just figure it out. However it works for you all, not
absolutely. And
we're not healthy, Bible, so it's not like
stamps. This is what JoJo knows. Nah, I'm not the Bible, exactly. But I'm just going by my experiences.
Don't go breaking up over with a good man now.
Wisdom. Nah, he not good if you ain't at Thanksgiving.
Oh, you know what? I can't.
That's what JoJo knows this week. Okay.
Oh my God.
There's a difference between intuition also and then damage. So if you're in a healthy place, your intuition will not lie to you. That's one thing that I
believe
can truly say on solid ground. Now, if you're damaged, damaged goods at this point, you've been damaged, then, your intuition might be a little off. And so if that's the case, then I would, talk to mama, talk to some friends, really think it through before you do, go over the top and ruin something that could be possibly growing to be a great thing.
I believe. I'm glad you said it that way, because it's a lot of damaged people that I know, and even myself. And it went at a certain point in my life, and like you said, sometimes that alone it puts a veil over the truth, because you got so much going on, and you emotionally
flashbacks about the last man,
and because you caught him, and it just don't work out.
Last Thanksgiving, you got cheated on,
and you had to jump on the table and throw the turkey. It was like real bad, so you had to get real gangster and ratchet at Thanksgiving. I don't think that's a good thing.
So we want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And
happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, eat a lot of turkey. Mm-hmm. What JoJo knows this week is
put some gravy on it. Try Louisiana hot sauce, not that tobacco.
I never had hot sauce on my turkey. When I did eat turkey. But what JoJo knows this week, yes, I'm a pescatarian. Let me keep telling y'all that. So if you know me, I like fried shrimp now. But no, so what JoJo knows this week is, don't be ashamed to eat the turkey. And don't, please, It's okay. You already know it's Thanksgiving. You're going to gain a few pounds. Do not get all bent out of shape and try to starve yourself today and think that it's going to help
Hint,
you
hint.
lose a pound on Thursday, because we all know it's false. The flat tummy tea is not going to just, make it all come out. Enjoy yourself. You have one life to live. Thanksgiving comes once a year. And really just embrace family, embrace
That's
your
what
loved
it's
ones.
about.
Absolutely. And the turkey.
Because all the family comes in town that you haven't seen. I love it. Like I said, my sister and everybody. So that's always good too. The food is excellent, but the time that you spend with your family members, and that's what we should be thankful for. We're not in a hospital bed. We're able to stand on our own 2 feet with our family and hug and touch one another. So that's.
And if you're in the hospital bed and you're listening to us, you're live.
Yeah, you're
so
live.
that's Thanksgiving too.
Yeah.
And
of course.
even the hospital has good food on
They
Thanksgiving.
sure do. They do
So,
the turkey, the gravy, the mash.
Enjoy yourselves. In regards to relationships, what JoJo knows is if you are not invited to Thanksgiving dinner and it's Tuesday, you just might be a rebound. Maybe
your name's Constance. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is.
Well, it's been great, you all. Tune in to us. We are on the air 11 and 7. So if you miss 11, catch us at 7 Monday through Friday. Once again, we are WPSN99.com, the Problem Solving Network.
Yes.
Instagram, follow us. It's JoJo Knows.
And Constance B26.
And we are going to reach out to everyone in regards to, is JoJo Knows and Constance B the right title for our new show, where we're going, where we're headed, reaching out to women.
Help us out. We want something nice and exciting. So if you're good with coming up with different names, we'd like to hear what you have to say. We'd like to hear the different names that you might have come up with, the creativeness. And so you can definitely...
You have 10 seconds. It's JoJo Knows and Constance B. We love you all, and we're so happy to be back. We'll see you soon.
All right, tune in next week. Thank you. Enjoy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Eat ham. Oh, that was fun. Oh.